welcome to English 241, Survey of American Literature 1. My name is Beth Benson Barber, and I will be your instructor in this distance learning class this semester. I did want to take a few minutes just to introduce myself to you and also show you a few things in Blackboard and also in our course website. I won't show you everything because I would like you to take some time to familiarize yourself with the course, and then, as issues arise, please feel free to send me an email or call me during my Monday, Wednesday office hours, and I'll try to help you to the best of my ability. I am pretty responsive to emails and voicemails, and generally on Mondays and Wednesdays when I'm holding office hours, you will receive a pretty quick response from me. But let's go ahead and go back to the course website, or to Blackboard initially. Okay, this is our Blackboard site and the home page that you will come to every time you access Blackboard. I'm assuming this is a 200 level course. You've had some experience with Blackboard. If you haven't had any experience with Blackboard and you're a little bit confused, please do take some time to come see me and get some assistance early in the semester as opposed to later in the semester, so we can work out any problems that arise, and that way you'll have a much better experience in this distance learning course if we can work out any of those problems early in the semester. When you come to the announcements page, initially you will just see this welcome message that you should have received as an email as well if you were registered in the course by Friday. But the welcome message directs you to the Start Here button. So if you're watching this video, you've already found the Start Here button and you're well on your way to finding your way around the course. Again, announcements will be the first place that you come to when you enter the Blackboard course. You also have access to my contact information by clicking on the contact button here. And this takes you to a page on the course website that is actually outside of Blackboard. You have access to the syllabus and schedule. If you click on this first link in the syllabus button, it takes you to the course website, and if you hover over syllabus, you have access again to my contact information, textbook and purchase materials, the description requirements and grading requirements, and also you'll see the schedule here as well. So the schedule is here for you virtually. It will always be there. To access a downloadable and printable version of the syllabus, please scroll down a little bit when you click on the syllabus button, and you'll see that there's a downloadable and printable version for you here. My recommendation is that you download and print this version of the syllabus and schedule so that you have access to it outside of an online environment, just in case your computers crash or you just don't have access to the syllabus and schedule electronically. You always have a backup for yourself if you print it out. Okay. Course documents. Well, due dates is also an important button. I've given you access to the due dates in one image here. And there's also a link to a weekly suggested study schedule. So if you're someone who has a little bit of trouble managing your time, this study schedule might be helpful to you. So I encourage you to take a look at it as well. Course documents is an important button. This is where you have access to any readings and handouts that are enlisted that you don't have access to in the textbook. So I encourage you to go through this folder pretty carefully. There's also essay formatting guidelines, how to establish margins in a Word document. These are things that might be helpful to you. You have access to a writing about literature folder. So if you don't have any experience with writing about literature, there's a lot of information here for you. Again, I encourage you to go through all of the handouts in here. This is to your benefit to read through everything that you have access to here. So this is just a brief overview of the Writing About Literature folder. Again, I encourage you to take a look at all of the handouts and links in this folder. One of the things that you'll find in course documents is that you will have you currently have access to all of the assignments for the entire semester. So you can see I've set up folders for each of these already. If you click on Discussion Board Responses Assignment, you'll see that you have a link to the Discussion Board Responses Assignment Sheet, which is in the course website, coming up a little bit slowly. And just like the schedule and the syllabus, you have a copy to a downloadable and printable version of each assignment sheet under each of their pages, or in each of their pages. So the assignments are there for you already. Again, this is the discussion board responses assignment sheet. I'll just hover over the projects page, and this is where you'll, if you go to the course website, if you bookmark it on your own computers, if you hover over projects, you can see that there's links to each of the assignments. For each of the assignments, you'll, in Blackboard specifically, in the folders, let's go back to course documents. So for example, the short essays assignment, you have a link to the assignment sheet again. The rubric is just in the Blackboard environment, and then samples of short essays as well. So I encourage you to take a look at the samples. For every major assignment that you have, the short essays, the final paper, and scholarly article presentations, there you will find samples there for you to take a look at if you're a little bit unsure of what you need to do to complete the assignments. Also, another important button is the lectures button. So on Sundays, you will have access to the lectures by Sunday morning, and the folders will be available to you for each weekly lecture. The lecture folders do not go away. They will remain open for you all semester so that you can go back to them as you're working on writing papers or if you need to clarify anything. When you go into one of the lecture folders, you'll see that there may or may not be a PowerPoint. Sometimes there's a PowerPoint. Sometimes the lectures are just in a Word document, usually a PDF. Sometimes it's just an audio file. So it'll change. The methods will vary, just like in a classroom, face-to-face environment. The methods will change just a little bit of how you have access to the lectures. But this is one of the first places you should start weekly, Sunday, or at least by Monday, so that you can listen to the lectures, and then after you've listened to each lecture or read through any of the documents that are attached in the lecture folders, then you go to discussion board, where you complete your weekly assignments. So right now you have access to the introductory form, where you will introduce yourself to your classmates. And this is a good practice forum to use if you're not entirely familiar with Blackboard and using discussion board. It walks you through how to create a thread and submit your responses. So the Introduce Yourself forum is an ungraded forum, a way to introduce yourself to your classmates and to me, so I get to know you a little bit better. And then if there are any problems with creating a thread or submitting or anything that comes up, we can work those kinks out before you actually have to complete a graded discussion board response. Your first graded discussion response is already, or prompt is already available to you, week 1, August 22nd. And you'll see that there will be a prompt available to you each week, and the due date here, this form will close at midnight on Monday, August 29th, lets you know that you need to have your responses finished by then. The way discussion board is set up, you will respond with an original response by midnight every Friday, and then by midnight every Monday you respond to 2 of your classmates. So that sort of creates a classroom environment where you're interacting with your classmates and completing your weekly assignments. Alright, so that's just a quick introduction to the course. If you have any questions, please contact me, and I do look forward to working with you this semester.